So Sean, you told me you weren't ordering stuff offline, right? Yeah, right. Then why was my debit card charged? Hey look, free base! What? Where? Hello one, hello all, it's the gothiest ghost of them all, Casper in the flesh, and it's time for a review of Ugly Twice Around the Sun. Ugly is a UK band, and this is their second EP consisting of quite the band, quite a unique band, with a very interesting set of musicians that assemble these tracks in a very different way than most, mostly due to how they work in harmonies. Yes, harmonies. From guitarist and lead vocalist Samuel Goater, who does have a boyish and yelpy tone to his vocals. In a way, it reminds me of a mix of Vampire Weekend and also AJJ, but he doesn't do it alone. Oh no, he does not do it alone. There are multi-layered vocals here that create quite the variation, and they unite and they soar over these bustling sets of drums. It creates such a rush too, done by none other than Theo and Harry Shapiro on bass. And I love how him and Theo collab on here. Like on the openers, Harry lays this fat bass line over Theo's crispy drums. And Jasmine Miller Sauchella, who is a great multi-talent, with some heavenly vocals on the opener, over this blissful synth line underneath. She also takes lead on the reminiscent track, Shah. I would say this band gives a very new feel to nostalgia, bringing elements of the past, but it's done in such a refreshing way, like the stadium rock build on Shepard's Carol, that sound like a callback to The Who's Bob O'Reilly, or the twangy winding strums on Shah, that sounds like something off of Weezer's early work. And the intoxicating melodies here give such ascension. And the melodies and the syncopation of the drum and bass is so tight, but yet it feels so easy. There's elements of art rock on here, prog, progressive folk, even post-rock as well, with how some of these tracks are paced. And this thing does sound gigantuan, but also very colorful as well. It's very bright in color, immensely colorful. Like I'm soaring through a large amount of blue sky and clouds, and I'm seeing nothing but pure, beautiful green land below me. And the sun is shining, and I'm just feeling nothing but bliss and exuberance. And there are also tension-building moments here. It's not all colors and sunshine. But when it releases, though, it does feel very pleasant at the same time. And the way it's presented is like a very surreal outer-body experience while watching a vaudeville play. Because this thing is blissful, but it does get pretty corked up. To me, it's like the Beatles meets Animal Collective meets Black Country New Road meets Slint, with how entrancing it could be, and also how atmospheric it could be. And there's a lot of very stellar crescendos on this thing, with these large walls of sound that finish with these epic breakdowns. Lyrically, I feel these tracks do come from a personal place, even though it can be cryptic at times. What I'm getting is reminiscent on past life experiences, not having much time, but also using that time to enjoy the time that you have. Like on Icy Windy Sky. Icy windy sky. So as beautiful as these songs could be, they're not afraid to get zany. They're not afraid to take risks and go on the wild side. With these very bold sets of strings, with these squawking vocals, that leads to this absolutely otherworldly set of progression. Especially with how blaring the chords are and how squelched they are on the back end of this track. I would say these tracks could go from meditative to explosive, but still hold that sense of brightness and warmth. In a way, it kind of reminds me of Midsommar. It's like a Midsommar of EPs that I'm listening to. Minus the horrific events that doesn't really take place here. Except for on Shepard's Carol, the ending of Madam's life, but I believe that's like metaphoric. And even when the momentum picks up, it's still emotionally passionate and moving, and just absolutely gorgeous. And I feel this EP does get stagnant at times, and there are some tracks, only a few, that aren't epically well crafted or oddly paced. But hey, overall, this band is doing something great. They're doing something unique that's bringing a beautiful amalgamation of nostalgia, but in a very forward-thinking, in the now way. And I'm honestly excited for what the album is gonna bring, to be quite honest. I'm feeling a very black 4 out of 5 hearts on this EP. But if you've given this a listen, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? And that's it. Caspa, Gothic Ghost, Ugly, Twice Around the Sun. Till we meet again.